Have you ever been part of this corporate ritual? A so-called talent calibration meeting, where you sit among a group of managers discussing employees you don't even directly oversee. On the surface, it's all about ensuring fairness, but in reality, this is where you begin to become the watcher. You dissect their performance, share anecdotes, and build a consensus. Here's the truth. You are conducting free peer-to-peer surveillance. The company didn't hire more auditors. It engineered a social protocol where you voluntarily become its eyes and ears in other teams. This isn't a glitch. This is the architecture of horizontal control. Today, we'll reveal how the system subtly turns you into a voluntary monitor, not through commands, but by reshaping your work environment. Have you started noticing the clues yet? Keep watching, because what's coming next might just open your eyes to something much deeper. You're already inside this machine. Look for the fingerprints. First, the panopticon of transparency. Your tasks on Jira, code on GitHub, calendar on Calendly. This isn't just collaboration, it's permanent, peer-based visibility. You're always performing for an audience. Second, the crowdsourced verdict. Your promotion and bonus hinge on 360-degree feedback. The opinion of a colleague from another department, someone you barely know, now holds tangible power over your career. It's a popularity contest dressed as assessment. Third, you've been deputized. That mandatory ethics training, the anonymous hotline, they've outsourced the policing function to you. Your moral conscience is now part of corporate security. You call this culture. The system calls it a distributed surveillance network. Why this complex web? Because the old model, the boss watching you, was flawed and expensive. The horizontal protocol solves for three brutal efficiencies. Efficiency 1, marginal cost 0. Building an internal surveillance department costs a fortune. Getting you to do it in between tasks, free. The system has crowdsourced its police force. Efficiency 2, killing the single story. A single boss is easy to fool. You curate reality for them. Horizontal surveillance cross-references your story with those of your peers, teammates, and lunch companions. Lying becomes a game of multi-dimensional chess you're designed to lose. Efficiency 3, preventing rebellion. The system's core fear is cohesive teams becoming powerful factions. This protocol is the antidote. If your promotion depends on feedback from outside your chain, your loyalty to your boss must be conditional. It engineers mutual suspicion as a governance model, making strong trust a calculable risk. So, you're not giving feedback out of altruism. It's the rational move in a rewired game, but play it wrong and you become the target. In this soft control environment, certain acts are misread as hostile. Criticizing the 360 process, you're a node rejecting the network. Expect more direct, less friendly scrutiny. Building a tight, trusted inner circle, you're forming a non-aligned consensus. The system will break it with reassignments or restructures. Weaponizing the anonymous channel, you're poisoning the data stream. Punishment will be severe, a lesson to all other nodes. Your desire for privacy or loyalty is not a virtue here, it's a system error. But let's say you play perfectly. What becomes of all the data you generate? The system doesn't collect it to be fair. It collects it to be agile. Your gossip becomes a multi-tool. As a retroactive justifier, need to promote a brilliant jerk? The algorithm surfaces praise for results and filters out toxic behavior. The data provides plausible deniability for any decision. As a pre-crime file, every comment feeds your permanent collaboration risk score. During the next layoff, an automated report lists all low-scoring employees. Your career can be ended by aggregated hallway chatter. As a systemic pressure valve, when a project fails, leadership queries the feedback database. The resulting re-engineering is presented not as a top-down order, but as a data-informed response to your feedback. You provided the rubble, they build the new wall. This isn't just a Silicon Valley innovation. It's one of humanity's oldest political technologies, now running on the cloud. But what you may not realize is that these technologies hide a control mechanism you cannot escape. In the next section, we'll reveal how these data-driven systems are secretly manipulating you. Don't miss it, because the truth is about to hit closer to home than you think. The shrewdest rulers knew durable control is embedded in the social fabric, making every citizen a potential informant. Translate that to your open and collaborative workplace. The system can't measure your creative thought, so it measures the social ripple effects of your work. It champions transparency, visibility, continuous feedback, peer judgment, and ties pay to 360 results, peer ratings. The system's goal, total awareness and control, becomes your personal goal to manage a dozen different impressions. Once this clicks, everything changes. You're not having a conversation, you're submitting a data point. The question shifts from how do I get better ratings to what signal is my behavior broadcasting within the protocol. With this lens, old instincts become liabilities. Dismissing peer feedback as just politics marks you as a non-compliant node, inviting isolation. Emotional, interpretive feedback is noise. The system's algorithms parse clinical, observable actions. And anonymous is a contract with the system, not a magic cloak. Misuse has consequences. You now see the first layer, the horizontal pressure, the peer-to-peer watchfulness. This understanding is your new operating system. That tension before speaking up, that's your internal algorithm processing the risk of broadcasting a non-standard signal. The exhaustion from maintaining multiple personas, that's the overhead of being a node in a human surveillance grid. This is the critical upgrade, moving from being a piece on the board to seeing the board itself. But the system adapts. It understands that a watched person becomes cautious. So its next move is to systematize that caution into paralysis. How? By making success ambiguous, by layering multiple conflicting objectives until any clear path forward is obscured. It replaces the fear of peer judgment with a more intimate dread, the fear of being unable to even define a correct move. This is where horizontal control integrates with its more potent partner. This brings us directly to the next breakdown. L3-22, why more goals make you more afraid to make mistakes. We'll see how objective overload completes the circuit, turning social pressure into perfect internal gridlock. Until then, hold this thought. You are not merely being managed, you are being architected. The blueprint is ancient, and you are living inside its latest draft.